Okay, we're gonna be watching the deserved end of Johnny Somali by internet anarchist. Okay, let's get into it now.
Turning
Here it
entire
is.
nations against yourself isn't an easy task.
Yeah,
Yet
you
Johnny
got that
Somali
right.
has somehow managed to do just that. He was given multiple
Oh,
opportunities to
damn.
turn things around, but instead, he decided to continue being a complete degenerate who lacks even the most basic human
Damn.
decency.
Yeah, you're right. He messed up. He was given opportunity. Look at that. Oh my
It
god.
was only a matter of time before he faced the consequences of his actions. That time
Wow.
is finally here, and his fate is far worse than he could have ever imagined. Hi, I'm the
Okay.
Internet Anarchist. I create weekly
Yeah,
YouTube documentaries,
Internet
and
Anarchist.
today we're diving into the latest updates in the Johnny
We're
Somali
reacting
saga,
to
the
your
high
video
likelihood of him rotting
right
in
here
foreign
and
prison for
this.
years, and how he's actively making the situation worse for himself.
Yeah, you got that right.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill.
Look at
I
that.
don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder.
But as you'll see by the end of this video, all this could just be the beginning of something far more disastrous for Johnny. Now,
Oh,
I've already
damn,
covered the
that
Johnny
sounds
Somali situation in
brutal,
great detail,
kinda.
but
Okay.
if you haven't watched that video, here's a super
What
quick
video?
recap. Ramsey Khalid Ismail, better known
Yeah,
as Johnny
I've
Somali,
heard
wanted
too
to
much
become a
about Johnny
globetrotting content
Somali.
creator, but when travel vlogging didn't work out for him, he came up with the genius plan to be as
Yeah,
insufferable as humanly possible.
came
in the
up
hopes
with
of
the
farming viral
idea
clips.
that
He took the mantra
going to
all publicity
Japan,
is good
other
publicity to
places,
heart and found his
disrespectfully
first target country, Japan.
people
There, he did every
making
obnoxious thing he
views,
could think
being
of,
famous.
from harassing passengers on a train,
Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima? Nagasaki?
oh,
You know? Why you do this? Pearl Harbor?
to being a complete
Pearl
racist.
Harbor.
Yo, this shit is in Mulan language. What does it
Okay.
say? This shit is in Mulan language. What does it say?
Mulan, what's that?
This is Mulan language. Real NPC.
Mulan language.
It's hella NPCs out here.
This is crazy. These are NPCs, guys. We with the NPCs.
NPCs.
Right now, bro. I'm with the NPCs.
So yeah,
I'm with the
they're
NPCs
all
out here.
NPCs, and then who
Really
you
with the
are,
NPCs.
Somali.
These are all NPCs, bro.
All while streaming everything for the world to see. He also began terrorizing local
Yeah, imagine.
businesses,
Look at that. He's literally terrorizing the restaurant customers with this alarm.
Huawei. Chinese phone.
an act that would later become one of the
Chinese
reasons for his
phone.
demise. After weeks of being a complete he eventually got arrested
Yeah, I
and was
know.
forced to leave the country after paying a relatively small fine. He followed this up by going to Israel and sinking to a
$1,000?
whole new level
A
of
small
depravity,
fine?
with things like chasing cupcakes,
I'm too young for you, I guess.
How old are you?
It's too much blurriness right here. Look at that. Too
harassing
much
female
blurriness.
cops,
You a bad. I swear to God. You a bad. That's take you to dinner.
Wow.
I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I
He
promise
literally
you.
be
You
saying
a bad-
that in front of
and
the
even
IDF.
threatened to SA them in public.
I'll slap that. I grab it too. Donald Trump told me grab it by the. I'll grab that too.
Wow.
However, after the locals
Wow.
started enacting their own justice on him and his cameraman,
Hey, don't touch me,
Unbelievable.
man. Hey.
Oh damn. Damn. He messed up.
he had no choice
at
but
that.
to flee the country. But since he walked away practically
Okay.
scot-free in both Japan and Israel, he figured why not push his luck again, this time in
Yeah.
South Korea. He kicked off his visit
South
by
Korea this
desecrating
time.
a statue dedicated to Korean women who were forced into SA slavery during World War II, harassing an elderly convenience store employee,
I didn't even drink here. Are you dumb?
Dang.
before openly challenging
Disrespectful-
any angry locals to take a swing on
Disrespecting
him.
people like that.
I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting.
He was literally praying inside to somebody to swing on him. Yeah. Wow.
But what he didn't realize was that
We're
the
not
Korean
scared.
people were more than happy to take him up on his challenge.
More than happy. Oh dang. Oh dang. Oh my.
Leaving him
Oh my
bloody
God.
and bruised. Then, just when he thought things couldn't get any worse, he was arrested
Yeah.
and charged with multiple counts of obstruction of business and
Yeah.
more. The Korean authorities took away his streaming equipment and seized his passport to prevent him from leaving the country.
Oh,
This brings us to the
dang,
present, and a
dang.
lot has happened since my last video. When he was arrested back in November of
messed up so
2024,
bad.
many people, including myself, speculated that the Korean government was going to make an example out of him. After all, this was their chance to show
Korean
other douchebag
government
IRL
literally just
streamers that
pressed
Korea
him like
wasn't
that.
a public content farm, where they could do whatever they want and walk away without any consequences. Fortunately for them, Johnny is going out of his
Korea
way to dig
government
his own
pressed him
grave.
like
As a
that.
comment on YouTube from a Tozy points out, Johnny started falling down a staircase about 2 years ago, and is somehow still
Yeah.
falling down that same staircase currently.
Yeah, he's still
You see,
falling
he was
down.
scheduled to stand trial on March 7th, 2025. You'd think he'd lay low and keep his nose clean
He
while waiting
deserved
for his
it.
day in court.
He was literally
But
just
Johnny couldn't help himself.
disrespecting
10 days
everyone.
before the trial, he went ahead and committed yet another crime
Even
by
the
sharing links
historic
to a corn
figures
site
that
in his
went
Discord.
through
For those who
worse
don't know,
things.
the creation, promotion, and distribution of explicit material is completely
Okay.
illegal in South Korea. That said, he still had some plausible deniability if this ever
Okay.
came up in court. He could have argued that he shared the link accidentally and that it wasn't meant to be a promotion or distribution of explicit material. But
He
as is
literally
tradition
said
with
the
Johnny,
Korean
he
people were
immediately
more
destroyed
than
any
happy
chance he
than
had of
to
talking his
take
way out
on
of it.
his
Seconds
challenge.
after posting the link, he sent 2
Imagine
more messages
they're
reading,
that
"Need all my
tough."
N-words to goon," and "next business venture," essentially admitting that he shared the
Yeah.
link on purpose and did so for profit. It's almost like he wants his sentence to be as long as possible, with one person writing, "Johnny Somali's biggest enemy are not his haters, not the authorities, not
Okay.
legal mindset, it's himself. He is the one who keeps making cases against himself and producing/recording his own crimes." However,
He
this
is
wasn't
his
even the
own
worst thing
enemy.
he did leading up to the trial. The night before, he went live and managed to
He
incriminate
messed up,
himself
he
even
fucked up.
further by revealing his plan to trick the Korean court system. According to Johnny, all he had to do was plead insanity, and the Korean government would set him free with a small fine.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, he's literally saying
I have a bipolar disorder.
he can go through this easily,
I left my medication
that he has a
in
mental
America.
illness or
I
something.
don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally
Look at that.
insane." And they say,
Awkward
"Okay,
acting.
go home with a fine of $500.
Obviously, this was never going to work. The only reason Johnny thought he could get away with something this absurd was because he's a complete racist. He genuinely sees Asians as inferior and wants them to get exterminated.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
Even if
Asians.
we give him
Oh,
the benefit
damn,
of the
that's
doubt and say
hatred
that he
right
knew
there.
his insanity plan wouldn't
Racism
work,
or
the mere
something.
fact that he's willing to lie in court will likely influence the outcome of his
So
trial.
this guy
As a
right
comment
here,
on
internet
YouTube stated, only an idiot like Johnny would stream his
and
plan
not
to try and
just
get off
is
scot-free
literally
for the authorities to find. But this was
educating
only
us
the beginning.
right
As
here.
the stream went on, Johnny continued digging a deeper hole for himself. For instance, at one point during the stream, he proudly claimed that he was going to continue streaming and accepting donations,
Literally,
even though he's
everyone
completely
made
banned from
video
doing
about
so.
Johnny Somali,
Gonna lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. If
making
these-
fun of him,
if
this
these
guy.
lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread.
Look at that.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a. I'll send that to the prosecutor. My live stream donators, they gonna get it rich and oiled. Because they
What?
feel bad that I've been locked here.
Okay, you've
Snitching.
been locked here.
Johnny Somali is making
South
money.
Korea.
Ah. Yeah, don't lock me in the country, Korean corrupt ass government.
He also kept drinking to the point of throwing up on stream.
Giving y'all the first viral moments of
Look
it.
at that. He's literally drinking too much, and now he's feeling dizzy and what?
Oh
What the
my
hell?
God, I threw up everything. Y'all wanna see this?
It's worth noting that he was doing all of this
So
just
as I
hours
was
before
saying
his
that-
trial. And as you might imagine, it didn't end well for him. YouTube
So
is a
many
cozy and
YouTubers
legal
made
mindset
video
both
about
traveled
Johnny
to South
Somali,
Korea to attend the
calling
trial
him
in
out
person. According
on
to
his
them, Johnny came
disrespectful
to the
acts.
trial looking like an absolute buffoon, wearing an oversized suit and a MAGA hat. He also showed up an hour late, most likely because he was drunk from the stream he did just hours before. The only person who came with him was his Korean roommate and friend Hank Yu, a man who's known as the Asian Nazi as he became famous for singing a deeply racist song while wearing a Confederate uniform. A Tozy and legal mindset also revealed that Johnny was in a rather jolly mood as he entered the courtroom. He
So
even
how
spotted
much
the two
video we have
YouTubers
got
and started
left
making
here?
faces at them like a 10-year-old child.
Like 4 minutes or something.
Making faces at us.
Right, yeah, when he
Making
walked in.
faces
And
what?
then on the bench, he made a face directly at me and Adozi.
In front of
right,
everyone.
Right to us in
Very
front of
intelligent.
everybody. He looked
Okay.
to us and did
Yeah.
Both of us.
Yeah,
However,
okay. Who
his
did
smile
that?
disappeared the moment the judge started listing his charges. The first charge against him is for obstruction of business. This is from when he started
Obstruction of
causing a
business,
commotion in a
first
convenience
charge.
store by spilling water all over the table,
Damn. Look at that.
Your father was right here.
throwing noodles at other customers,
Dang, my god. What
disrespecting
kind
a
of
store employee,
disrespectful? What?
and being a massive
What the
nuisance in
hell?
general.
Okay, he's
To make
dancing in
matters
front
worse,
of
the employee he
way.
harassed was simply trying to inform him that it's illegal to drink alcohol in convenience stores. In other words, not only did he break the Korean law, he also mistreated the person trying to help him. The second charge is for harassing the public with a rotting fish in his hand. He got on a bus with this fish and kept approaching random people to get a
Where the
reaction
hell
out of
did
them.
he get
the final
that
charge
fish from?
against him was
The
for lewd behavior in
drainage or
public.
what?
This included his antics on local trains and buses, as well as the
He
vile dance
posted
he did
this
in front
video
of the
where?
statue of
On
peace.
YouTube?
Surprisingly, Johnny immediately folded and pleaded guilty to all
What?
3 charges. Altogether, these can send him behind bars
Okay,
for
all
anywhere
3
between 1
charges.
and 5 years. Maybe he realized that there was nothing he could do or say to avoid conviction for these charges, so he pleaded guilty to get it over with instead of dragging the case out further. However, what he didn't
All
realize
those
is
because
that he
of
was
the-
in for a shocking surprise,
video?
because, as it turns out, the prosecutors had filed a 4th charge that neither Johnny nor his lawyer were aware of.
The unexpected
Dang.
4th charge. The judge asks Ramsey if he's received the letter of the 4th charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appeared confused.
His lawyer asked for more time to review this new charge. The judge accepted this request and scheduled the next hearing on the 9th of April.
More
As
charges.
for why they surprised him with a new charge like this, Legal Mindset has a theory that seems quite plausible.
toxic
According to him,
streamer will
now that Johnny
literally
has pleaded
spend years
guilty,
in
he can be
behind
tried as a
jail.
repeat offender for the new charge, making it easier to give him a punishment. And if that's not bad enough, he might face 2 more charges on top of this. One, for creating explicit deepfake videos of several Korean content creators, including streamer Bongbong IRL,
Korean girlfriend, look, you see? Y'all niggas jealous, y'all niggas getting pussy like this.
and another for threatening gang rape to a girl in public.
Wow. Look at
As
that.
for Johnny, he's not handling the news well. He initially went into denial,
literally
trying to
messing
convince himself that he won't
himself
get any
up.
jail time for what he thinks are extremely minor crimes.
Showed up drunk, I showed up happy. Like, the charges that they have me put on, the charges that they have me for are such minor, minuscule
Yeah.
charges. It's
You're stuck in
obstruction
South
of-
Korea
bro,
now.
Spilling a cup of noodles, carrying a fish. But they got me for like spilling a cup of noodles. They got me for carrying a
You're stuck
stinky
in South
fish.
Korea now.
They got me for some, bro. Like, this is, you can't go to jail for that in any country.
However, the weight of the
Okay.
situation is finally sinking in. He'll likely spend years trapped in a Korean prison, and he knows there's nothing he can do to avoid his fate. So now he's
Yeah.
pretending to be some master criminal whose evil knows no bounds. That
Even the
said,
title
it's all
says
likely a ploy to farm donations from the
deserved
few people
fate
still
of
tuning
Johnny
into his
Somali.
streams.
Y'all give me the support and the donations and the love, the power chats, the crypto donation.
Wearing
I'm
Make
ready,
America great again
If
hat.
y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let
He's
me be
literally
your
lagging,
bastion
man.
of
Lagging
evil.
as shit.
If you want to see
The
anarchy,
video.
if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is gonna crash out with
Okay.
no remorse, with
Okay,
no
so yeah, the
sense
bit has
of
ended
self-worth,
almost.
with no sense of self-preservation.
So
Maybe some part of him still thinks he'll walk away with
Okay.
just a slap on the wrist. But from everything we've seen so far, it's clear the Korean government has no intention of letting
So,
that happen.
what now? The vid has ended. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe.